Since then, the only information I have is that they were all apprehended and they were taken to a place. I'm not sure the name of the place, but they have been taken somewhere for processing, and that's all we know. We don't know where exact how their whereabouts, their health. Uh, that's all I have. No contact since she talked to me before she got to the danger zone.
Indeed, and as far as we can tell, there are quite a few police officers deployed to a port in southern Israel called Ashdod to try and process some of the people who were detained by the Israeli military. What about contact from governments? The South African embassy, the Kenyan embassy, are they providing any assistance, any communication?
I spoke to somebody who is close to the government of Kenya, and what they told me was that I need to formally email, which I did. But the reason, because Zukiswa has been using a South African passport, it's difficult for the government to get in until, because if she traveled with a Kenyan passport, it would have been an easy matter for them to take it up. But because she's traveling on a South African passport, it's a bit difficult for the government of Kenya to really jump in. So, but I've emailed them and I'm hoping for a response.
Okay, so the Kenyan government has said that. Any updates from the South African side?
The South African government has President Ramaphosa posted on Twitter an official statement where he wanted the people who had been abducted to be released. So I knew when the president tweets, that's the official government statement. So he has made a statement, and we are waiting now, hopefully, that there'll be more than just the tweets. Maybe they'll be calling, they'll be doing lobbying so that these people are.
If I may, and I know this might be slightly difficult to talk about, going back to your conversation with Zukiswa on the 1st of October, she calls, she says, look, we're heading into the danger zone. She's on board the Florida, I believe is the name of the vessel she was in as part of this 41-vessel flotilla.
Yes.
And then you wake up and you look at the live stream feed and it's blank. Tell us what went through your mind.
I've actually traveled to Lagos to attend a literary festival here called Kuramo. And I left the gang and I went to follow the flotilla overnight. And at 1 a.m., I was following. I couldn't follow in. I think my body gave in because I haven't slept the previous day. When I woke up around 4 a.m. in Lagos time, I saw that the flotilla tracker said it had been intercepted. The Florida had been intercepted, and I basically broke down because I know I've been following what the Israelis are doing to anybody who stands in their way of their mission to make sure that Palestine is no longer existing. So I remember that I actually broke down and started crying. Then after a while, I calmed down and I tried to call. I don't know. It's just a thing. I tried to call a number several times. Then I realized I'm just wasting my time calling, and the number is not working. So it was really tough for me, especially that time when I realized that they were taken over. They were taken over. Several hours later, a video came out of the Florida being boarded. That didn't help at all.
I presume you probably had this conversation with Zukiswa before she left on this mission to join the flotilla. And based on everything that we know about how the Israeli authorities have behaved, this is not the first flotilla that they have stopped, that they've intercepted. They're determined to maintain this blockade. And I know there's some who'll watch this and ask, why? What was she hoping to achieve? What was her position on that?
The thing with the Palestine issue with the flotillas is there are 2 million people in Gaza who are basically starving to death as we watch. And everybody is trying to do anything that they can to try to help them, give them relief. And people like Zukiswa who applied to be on the flotilla, she did what she could, and she thought maybe I can help this. I can join the flotilla, lend my voice, because people are dying there. And the idea is just to make sure that if we can, we get the food to the people in Gaza. That's the main number one thing. Number two, if they don't get to Gaza, they have actually raised their voices and people will know what's happening there. Because a lot of people don't realize that there are 2 million people who are actually about to die. And then I've just seen in the last 1 hour that there's been an unintended consequence of the flotilla. That because the Israeli military is so keen on following the flotilla, Palestinians are actually able to fish and get some fish out of the water. So it's actually helping them in ways that you not imagine. So there's a plan to the madness. The plan is we want people to know. We want the conscience of the world to say, yeah, we did our best, and it's not because we didn't do our best. It's because there are other forces that were in play.